Reksio could not get any rest that night. Haunting nightmares were tormenting his sleep. He woke up suddenly with a pressing feeling that something was not right in the yard. His concern was not misplaced. Outside, otherworldly lights were dancing in the night sky. He had never seen such stranger things.
I was sound asleep when suddenly I woke up, and what did I see? A bunch of Coco cosmic interlopers beaming my sisters right out of their coops. So I ran out and panicked, and I don't know what to do now. Reksio, save them! Save my girls! What are these Skokokondrels doing? Kidnapping my girls in the middle of the night like this? Coco, could this be just a bad dream? Is this really happening again?
Reksio looked up at the sky with awe and fear in his eyes. 20 flying saucers he counted, hovering menacingly above the yard. I must stop them, he thought. Just need to find some kind of weapon. Without a second thought, Reksio grabbed a bucket full of slop. Unfortunately, his weapon of choice proved to be inadequate against the space invaders. Reksio grabbed a sack full of beetroots, then sought cover beneath one of the hen houses. And so, the brave dog served the space invaders a good beating and sent them back to the starry void whence they came.
Coco, commendable job, Reksio. You smashed more saucers than a bull in a china shop. But the aliens still got away with abducting my baby sisters, Hendrika and Henrietta!
Inconceivable! Abducted! By aliens, you say? Well, what do you know? It just so happens that all the hens from the chicken tribe on my island got abducted too. I came all the way from there, digging under the ocean to talk to you about it. Because I was thinking that if you manage to handle those pirates, and who knows what else, then surely the aliens will be no match for you either.
Reksio was coming to terms with a daunting prospect. Going on a space odyssey seemed preposterous. However, someone had to rescue the kidnapped hens.
Years ago, they took my twin brother from the same egg, little old Coco Cornelius, and now they come back to take all that's left of my family too. Is that so? Are you really going to venture out into the Coco cosmos after them? To challenge the aliens to a duel of the fates and bring our girls back?
But first, a question had to be answered. How would he even fly into space? Kogut, the rooster inventor, stood up to the challenge.
Good question, indeed. Give me just a couple hours to sweep up the broken saucers for reverse engineering, and I'll come up with a design for a rocket ship. Start by putting the Alcococubier warp drive here, and to power it, a diesel engine here. Now we glue on the guns, the glue-on guns. Ha, yes. Pew, 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 pew. No. What was I thinking? They completely ruined the sleek silhouette. Oh well, let's just hope he won't need any guns. And finally, some Coco cotton nanotube filament to really tie it all together. Classic. Coco comrades, I have finished designing the rocket ship. We are going to need quite a few, Coco components. But if we cut a few Coco corners here and there, we will be ready to blast off in less than an hour. Reksio, join me in the workshop.
That octopus said his friend from Germany called, and apparently hens are reported missing there too. They couldn't even fit the princess on the flying saucer, but they just brought in a flying turkey platter instead. They even took the poor Chaplon from the temple, for some reason. I wonder if he's a eunuch.
Observe! Before you is the schematic for the rocket ship. As you can see, it is cosmically advanced technology.
Reksio eagerly got to work on finding the components required to assemble the rocket ship.
We'll just assemble it here in the Coco corner of the workshop, right by the window, yes. It is designed around alien technology. Take a look-see around where they fell last night. You might be able to salvage some nuts and bolts.
Reksio was over-encumbered and could not carry any more weight. The held items had to either be put to use in constructing the rocket ship or put back in their original place.
This watering can will be our second stage for liftoff. Even Coco comes with its own side intake. Very efficient. And here I was worrying we wouldn't be able to Coco conveniently find a fully functioning faster-than-light propulsion system in our yard. How silly of me.
Reksio was over-encumbered.
This rust bucket rocket will be our first stage for liftoff. Simple and effective. Ah, my Polar brand washing machine. One of those old Luna 8K72 models. I can't believe I'm finally getting rid of this hunk of junk. Yet here it is, serving as our Coco command module. Don't worry, I swear it's bigger on the inside than on the outside. This bad boy can fit so much laundry in it. I'm not actually sure what this is for. Landing gear, perhaps? Looks too cuckoo cool not to use, though. The grabby arm can be used for harvesting fuel in the vicinity. The power rake, yes! Useful for clearing space debris.
Reksio was over-encumbered and could
use the ore as an emergency drive when there's no solar winds. I added a plunger in case you need to unclog any wormholes on the way. The engine chassis is now in place, just needs a power source. If I can direct your attention to the diagram, you'll see I have already designated a crewmate for this role. The ideal Coco cosmonaut, Diesel the hamster. Just look at him go. Now, our diesel engine is operational and ready to go into hyperactive. Wooden tub, perfect! Initially, I was Coco considering a titanium alloy casing, but in the end, I decided to go with something lighter instead. Antenna, marvelous! Used for establishing a Coco connection. Between the tub and the stove, I mean. It can't actually Coco connect to anything else. Building from the top downwards? Where did you learn engineering? The Grand Academy of Lagado? Space heater! Vintage! It's Coco cold out there in space, so put some logs on the fire to heat it up. The space-time funnel! Absolutely essential for any project that violates the known laws of physics. Yes, the exhaust pipe. Or oxygen intake, one of them, forgot which. Maybe also periscope? The lamp is for camouflage. From a distance, the ship will look like a star. It is Coco complete. Truly my best work so far. Ain't it beautiful? Ain't it ingenious? Actually, hang on a moment. We might have a rust bucket, a rocket ship, yes, but who's gonna actually pilot it?
A dead silence blanketed the workshop. The thought simply hadn't occurred to them. Neither Reksio nor Kogut had the faintest clue about how to actually pilot a rocket ship. And just then...
Sorry to barge in, but did I hear that correctly? You have a vacancy for the position of a spaceship pilot, yes? Well, today is your lucky day. I, Commander Kretes, would like to submit my application.
Coco Commander, you say? I had no idea. But I suppose a mole would indeed be most suited to navigating in the darkness of space.
That too, but more importantly, I completed an online course in spaceship piloting a few years ago. I volunteer to take the helm of the rust bucket.
It's not actually called... Never mind. We're burning daylight here, Coco comrades. Let us begin the Coco countdown. Yes, very touching, much pathos, we get it. Can you stop saluting each other now? Hop in the washing machine and put on your seat belts? The drive belts from the drum, I mean. All strapped in? I'm turning the knobs. Let's see. Program. The space program, of course. And 60 degrees. Degrees of inclination, I mean. That's the launch angle. All set. Good luck! Oh, Cluck, I forgot to turn off the pre-wash cycle.
Oh, bother, we're flying!
Oh, well, they'll figure it out.
Inconceivable. That bird brain didn't turn off the pre-wash cycle.
G'day, we interrupt the Adventures of Reksio to bring you our regularly scheduled DRM control. You have been randomly selected to participate in the anti-piracy operation codenamed You Burn, You Burn. Please input the password from the booklet. Password accepted. Carry on and have fun.
At least he added some Coco Colino. My fur has never been softer. Touch it. No, I insist, touch it. Yes, I see them. Let's give chase. What? No, I have no difficulties with staying straight. Oh, you mean we're moving in circles? Really? Look straight to me.
It became apparent that the mole was in need of calibration. That is to say, he needed his goggles adjusted.
I'm afraid you'll need to calibrate me. Hope this doesn't tickle.
Not having much experience in the field of optometry, Reksio made an educated guess that the images which the mole saw with his left and right eye should be calibrated to match each other.
Feels like I'm doing one of those magic eye things. Feels like I'm doing one of those magic eye things. I think I'm going cross-eyed. I see, you were right. Now we can actually go straight.
The abductors were headed along the Orion arm of the Milky Way. Reksio and Commander Kretes set off in pursuit.
Let's set off in pursuit.
The Milky Way turned out to be a very smooth highway to drive on. Unfortunately, our deep space voyagers did not get far before they encountered their first roadblocks. Or rather...
Inconceivable!
Roadbots.
Oh, roadbots. They seem to be paving over some black holes in the fabric of space-time.
The Orion arm is closed for construction. Please take a detour via the Perseus arm. There are protester blockades up ahead anyway. The self-defense of the Republic of Pluto is demanding that all planets be repositioned to an equal distance from the Sun. They are threatening to boycott the entire solar system.
The abductors must have switched lanes to the Perseus arm too. Let's stay on their tail. Oh bother, would you look at the fuel gauge? We're already running on fumes.
Commander Kretes was not mistaken. After all that spinning around, they were now running low on diesel fuel, and their engine was getting increasingly peckish. It was time to make some crop circles.
Well, time to make some crop circles. What in tarnation? I think I might. Almighty Jupiter, deign to hit. Red feathers here? What in tarnation?
With her stabilizing thrusters cut, the rust bucket began to drift off course.
Oh bother! We're veering off course!
Luckily, our heroes fell straight into a hole in the fabric of space-time.
We're falling! Into a hole in space-time?
And as it soon turned out, purely by happenstance, said hole would lead them to the location of the roadbots.
Oh, roadbots. They seem to be paving over some black holes in the fabric of space-time.
Commander Kretes was not mistaken. After all that spinning around, they were now running low on diesel fuel, and their engine was getting increasingly peckish. It was time to make some crop circles.
Well, time to make some crop circles. What in tarnation? Almighty Jupiter! Refueling, refueling. No, Reksio, I do not require additional calibration. Red feathers here? What in tarnation? Red feathers? Refueling. What in tarnation? Almighty Jupiter, what in tarnation? Red feathers here? Sweet mercy, I can see the end of this torment. Now then, according to the latest star charts, ahead of us lies the Alpha Henperor system. That ought to be where the abductors are headed.
In orbit around the star of Alpha Henperor, they could see 4 astronomical objects, or rather 3 of them, plus 1 object of astronomical importance, these being the imposing planet Venus, yellow as an egg's yolk, its little blue moon Dindor right next to it, the red planet of Henakis further away, and respectively.
Aha! They're hiding behind that other moon! We got them cornered! Don't tell me, you have a bad feeling about this?
Reksio's bad feeling was unfortunately confirmed. Behind Venus lay a mighty and monstrous object.
My stars! That's no moon! Just what the actual bother is this? This monstrous egg? And why does it look rotten? Yeah, I see them. There's some tiny ships around that seem to have plasma extruders and stuff. Ah! They're firing at us with fusillades! Fall back!
Our heroes
Fall
stood no
back!
chance. Even though Diesel was pedaling so hard, they'd almost gone to plaid.
Did something
The
just
enemy
fall
forces
off?
were
Hope it was
overwhelming and
balanced.
had the element of surprise on their side. Hit by the fusillade, the rust bucket was set to crash into Venus.
The rust bucket is crashing into Venus!
It seemed that this would be the end, that our heroes would meet their demise early. The story, however, was fated to go another way.
I'm too young to die. Yes, time for the emergency drive. Grab the oar and start rowing. I think I'm still in one piece.
Our heroes were incredibly lucky. No one was seriously hurt, and Commander Kretes, in particular, was unscathed. However, Diesel got stuck in the spin cycle, while Reksio found himself in an all-too-familiar predicament, having gotten himself quantum entangled in the cotton nanotube filament. The mole started pacing back and forth restlessly. He would have to figure something out.
I have to figure something out. Freeing Diesel would be good for a start.
Commander Kretes assumed direct control of the Crabwalker mech. Diesel had been freed. Now he and the commander would need to work together to free Reksio. With a shocking sacrifice, Commander Kretes bravely took hold of the 2 cables that were sticking out and closed the circuit. All thanks to the hyperactivity of the hamster and the electric resistance of Moleskin, Reksio was freed. Unfortunately, the rust bucket was in a truly lamentable condition. Their utmost priority was now to find someone capable of repairing her. Reksio and the commander glanced around the room. They both intuited that here they would find answers to all of their questions, and more.
Diesel, get some rest and wait for us while we go look for help.
Inconceivable. The dog from the stars. So our intel was correct after all. Oh, bother, you do not know? We have been receiving dozens of pictures in the mail from our informants on Earth, letting us know that you would come to our aid in liberating Mole Curie by casting out the chicken invaders. There's a handful of them right there on the table.
Hold your horses, lady. We only came here to get our hens back, not to get involved in whatever space opera you folks are in.
Oh, and who might this handsome mole be?
Oh, bother. How am I only now noticing just how inconceivably gorgeous you are? Why, of course we will help. We can conquer the whole universe for you. Just give the word.
Oh, aren't you sweet? But you won't need to conquer anything for me, you goofball. Quite the opposite, actually. Now then, what should I even start with? Why don't you look around the room, ask me some questions, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. That dashing mole right there is Ernesto Molara, the legendary figurehead of the Molish underground state. Many moles named their sons and daughters after him. Vive la résistance! We are preparing a bottom secret project in the basement. I'm afraid I cannot let you in there without permission from my inferior, Captain von Molotov. Don't worry about the storage room. We weren't using it for anything important anyway. Your rocket ship is the real issue here, but I have full confidence that Jean-Paul, our handy mole, can fix it up. Baguettes? Oh, right. We use this bakery, La Résistance, as a front for our organization, hence our nickname. I think some of these baguettes have been on display for like centuries now. They're mostly for blending in, though we sometimes hide useful tools in them. These are my comrades from La Résistance on holiday. Currently, however, they are imprisoned. Whether on the beach or in jail, they are for sure always bravely resisting. Feel free to point at any one of them if you'd like me to tell you more. The stocky one to the left is Jean-Paul Molian, our wisecracking handy mole. He is the first one to call upon for any practical problem, including cleaning up the captain's mishaps. The one in the middle with the handlebar moustache is Captain Molworth von Molotov. A true visionary, he is the mind behind all of our greatest hits and all of our worst misses. We all think very highly of him indeed. The slender one to the right is Molière Molyneux. Strong, silent type. He keeps an aura of mystery, but he is a master of blending in and standing guard with a knack for overturning. It's dangerous to go out. There are many hen-vaders on patrol everywhere. This is Mole Curie, the planet we are currently on. You might know it by its colonial name of Henus. At first, we the moles were the only intelligent species here. In time, we made first contact with the hens from the faraway planet of Hendathu, and a few of them settled here too. Moles and hens have, for most of our shared history, coexisted in peace under the Republic of Moland. But everything changed when the Henperor attacked. Some of the conscripted hens were deployed around the system to assert control. Others were sent to scout out other systems for new hens to abduct. But most of them are put to work in hatching the Henperor's diabolical scheme, the Egg Star. And we, the moles, had to form an underground state. The Henpire might think they have completely subjugated us, but we have planted moles all over their ranks. The monstrous Egg Star. This is the Henperor's mobile base of operations and the mother hen ship of the Henpire, where the bulk of its troops and ships are garrisoned. As of right now, it is incomplete, and all it can do is block the sun if we do not obey. But there are many rumors of what other heinous purposes it might serve when fully hatched. Truly a rotten invention. The other planet in our system is currently known as Henakis. By far the least heavenly body around, it is close to the sun, covered in deserts, and infested with sandworms. Its native name, Arachis, reflects its importance as the origin of orach, a valuable spice, very in demand for its weight loss benefits. The Henperor rules over the local tribes of ferments through a puppet government led by a local warlord, namely Frogger the Hop, Baron of House Hakrokonnen. Not a character you would want to meet. Trust me. Our planet's moon of Dindor, forcibly renamed to Hendor, is inhabited by the Tyrkis, a race of, you guessed, two-headed turkeys. Of the whole system, this is where the Henperor has his strongest grasp on, taking advantage of the double gobbler's political division. And so, lacking any threat of rebellion, it is there that the Henpire projects its force by, well, placing a force projector, which projects a force field around the Egg Star, guarding it against any unauthorized approach. These pictures have been coming in the mail for some time now. We diligently collected them all and interpreted them as foretelling the arrival of a dog from the stars who would lend us support in our cause. See for yourself. My name is Molly van der Mole, and I am the logistics officer of the Molish underground state, otherwise known as La Resistance. This is, of course, strictly confidential information.
Molly, you say? Beautiful name. Very traditional. Oh, but where are my manners? I'm Commander Kretes. Newly unretired. And this is my companion Rex, though he usually goes by Reksio. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, Commander. Yes, Reksio. I know. His name appears in many of the pictures we've been receiving.
So, what's the deal with that tripping hazard?
Right. So, recently, my comrades got caught by the Hen Vaders while doing some undermining, and as a result, they are currently being held in the prison, very conveniently located, just across the street from here. Now, to get them out, we will need to do some mining under. I started digging a tunnel, but it is rather harsh on my claw polish. Anyway, this is the first stage of our plan. We must free the members of La Resistance from imprisonment. Might you endeavor to complete this task, Commander? For me?
Oh, absolutely.
Splendid. Whenever you're ready, just head down the shaft. You only need to dig into my hole just a bit more to get to the right spot.
Commander Kretes descended into the tunnel. The mission he had accepted was not an easy one at all. He would soon discover just how many dangers lurked beneath the surface of Henus.
Gee, I wonder how many dangers are lurking here.
The commander had already tunneled past the outer wall of the prison. The target was very close.
The target is already very close.
The commander did not give up. He decided to try again.
If you say so, I guess I'll try again.
Kretes had reached his goal. In just a moment, he was about to meet the legendary members of the Molish underground state. He was feeling giddy, to say the least.
Inconceivable! I did it!
Inconceivable. Molly sent someone to break us out.
Inconceivable. I keep dropping it.
Bonjour! I am Commander Kretes, pleased to, rescue you.
Molian, Jean-Paul Molian, at your service.
Captain Molwer von Molotov, honored and humbled.
And the third Musketeer, our irreplaceable brother-in-arms, Molière Molyneux.
Molly, told me that you are doing some kind of, brave resisting over here.
Indeed. Observe how Molière is so valiantly resisting gravity by leaning against that wall.
That's our Molière. He truly lives and breathes resistance.
Oh wow, and now he's executing an overturning operation. How admirable.
Well, let's not waste any more time. Come with me if you want to leave. I'll be your arrière guard and collapse the tunnel behind us so they can't track us back.
The moles set off on their way back, guided by the commander along his tunnel.
Oh, Kretes, welcome back. You were so very brave.
Anything for you, my dear. I could not be happier.
Jean-Paul and Molière arrived before you and immediately went to go repair your rocket ship. Reksio, why don't you go check up on them? They'll brief you on the next task. You should also pay a visit to the basement. Captain von Molotov said he wants to show you something there. Now, while you go do that, I need to figure out the details of some other plans for later. Commander, you'll stay here and help me, work out a few kinks. In the plans, won't you?
I want to show you something, Reksio. This is something we have been working on for a long time. As you probably know, the abducted hens are being forced to hatch the Henperor's diabolical plan. Well, lo and behold, the egg vacuumator. We will evacuate the egg using the spatial compression abilities of this vacuum. Get it? But first, the force projector on Dindor needs to be disabled. How are we supposed to get something of this size out of the basement, you say? Oh, bother. This seems to have slipped my mind somehow. The vacuum can shrink things, so maybe it can, suck itself, then, blow itself back out. Maybe, painted in camouflage? No better. Painted pink and disguise it as an elephant, so they think they're going mad?
Oh, Reksio's coming. And as I was saying, we'll land here, and they, all the way over there.
Very snaky.
Hello again. We'll get your rocket ship all shipshape, but we're absolutely going to need a sonic nail file first. See if you can find one. Without a sonic nail file, there's hardly any point in even trying.
Oh, Reksio's coming. And as I was saying, we'll land here, and they, all the way over there.
Very snaky.
You need a sonic nail file? Oh, right. We used to make baguettes with tools hidden inside them and deliver them to our imprisoned comrades before they switched to stronger bars. Anyway, you know where to look.
Inconceivable. You actually found a sonic nail file. Well then, Molière, time to roll up our sleeves.
Jean-Paul eagerly got to work, and with a little time and elbow grease, the rust bucket was back in tip-top condition.
Here you go. She's good as new. Now, as for your briefing, our next priority is the moon of Dindor. Your task will be to disable the force projector that shields the egg star. Molière will accompany you. He will be invaluable for resisting any enemy attacks and guarding the ship while you are away.
What? Already? I'm coming. See you soon, darling.
Best of luck.
Reksio and the commander, with Molière in tow, took off discreetly from the storage room of La Résistance and set course for the moon of Dindor.
Back in the saddle. So, Molière, tell me, do you enjoy space travel? Maybe he's, space sick? Poor guy. So, Reksio, could you please bring me up to speed on this mission? What are we actually going to Dindor for? Disable the force projector? Pfft, piece of cake. What's that next to staging a prison break, eh? Am I right, Molière? Molière?
For a pleasant change, the landing on Dindor actually went quite smoothly, even though it did take our heroes quite a lot of flying around to find a good parking place. In the end, they spotted the one flat clearing amidst a woody thicket that they could surreptitiously land on.
We're off to shut down the projector thingy. Molière, you'll keep an eye on the rust bucket while we're gone, won't you? Of course you will. You'll resist anything they throw at you.
Reksio and Commander Kretes headed down the forest path towards the nearby settlement. Molière stayed behind to guard the rust bucket.
Hail, travelers! You are heartily welcome to the nation of the Dindulets. This is truly the greatest nation in all of Dindor. Apologies! Mine other head stuttered. I meant the greatest nation in all of Dindor. Indubitably greater than the decrepit slums that those foul Dindigus call their home.
Oh, Julian, Julian, wherefore art thou, Julian? He shall be there for me, whichever life we are to meet in.
But what happened?
I am Ramona of House Dindolet, miserably in love with Julian of House Dindigu. Methinks mine other head doth gobble too much. This senseless feud, the wall keeping us close enough to talk, yet too far apart for anything more. How can love survive in such dire conditions? All we can do is gobble through the gaps betwixt the stones.
Maybe we could be of assistance?
Yes, mayhaps you can. I beg you, deliver this letter to Julian. Unfortunately, due to this accursed wall, you will have to go all the way around through Mount Golgotha just to get to the other side.
We, the Dindulets, take pride in our pursuit of righteous retribution, not against his excellency the Henperor, mind you. He troubles us not. Nay, 'tis the Dindigus we feud with. In days of yore, we dwelt side by side in harmony. Canst thou even imagine such a thing? I forsooth couldn't. One regrettable day, we misjudged to loan them an object of immeasurable worth, a treasure of great import to us, and since then, those pilfering Dindigus have yet to return it to us. They even have the audacity, the sheer nerve, to insist they in fact have. What a load of utter gobbledygook! Hence we raised this wall, of their coffers funded, and even cleft the great mountain Golgotha and the horned totem in twine, so we would have naught to share. And so from that hour forth, we have had naught to do with them. Nor do we intend to, not until they make proper reparations.
This senseless feud, the wall keeping us close enough to talk, yet too far apart for anything more. How can love survive in such dire conditions?
This is our half of the ancient horned totem. The better half, naturally.
All we can do is gobble through the gaps betwixt the stones.
Yonder lies the half of the horned totem that remained in the Dindigus' possession. Good riddance.
This senseless feud, the wall keeping us close enough to talk, yet too far apart for anything more. How can love survive in such dire conditions?
That unsightly thingamabob far over yonder is the force projector, built by the Henperor not long after we came under their, protectorate.
If I may ask, does it not bother you, being subjugated by the Henperor? Just asking.
So long as our, benefactors cede nary an inch to the Dindigus, we do not protest. That garish light show lies on their fief anyhow.
All we can do is gobble through the gaps betwixt the stones.
Reksio set off on a perilous track.
You go on, I will remain here and console poor Ramona. Come on now, don't you worry your pretty little heads.
The brave dog reached the force projector. The projector was aimed at the egg star, faintly visible in the sky even during daytime. The projector was visibly guarded by Henvaders. Reksio decided not to press his luck any further and instead keep his distance while taking note of everything he could see from his position. The construction of the projector was based on the design philosophy of one big screw. If only we could unscrew it, Reksio thought to himself. Reksio decided he would return to the projector as soon as he had an actionable plan to disable it.
I was but a young poult when mine father left to return the object of immeasurable worth to the Dindulets. He did say he would give it back, so back he must have given it, forsooth. Thou hast a letter from mine, Ramona. How should I ever repay you for this? She truly doth love me. Please, return to Ramona and let her know I love her ever more so. Speak, this here totem is akin to our love, separated by a wall. Are we to ever succeed in bringing our totem together, and what of our nations, our love? Ah, you wretched wall! A plague be upon you all, Dindolets. Save for my beloved Ramona, of course. I am starting to think about picking a day, perhaps Sunday, or perhaps Thanksgiving, come what may. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
Hark, traveler, to mine cavern, welcome thou art.
Help you? How might I?
For many years, in this cauldron, a potion I have been preparing. A potion for the regaining of one's memory.
And now, short by only 6 herbs I am.
Please, to collect them, help me.
The herbs which collected must be, and one by one, into the cauldron cast, are the following:
Bumbedal, Rambedal, Bumbumea,
Gupidamis,
Gupidula,
and Rambodula.
Remember, precisely in this order cast they must be.
Proceed! 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 Proceed!
This aroma, returning my memories, feel it I can.
Everything! Remember everything I do!
The heads of the Dindor family I am.
And of little Julian, father.
This cauldron, after using it for a ceremony here on Mount Golgotha, to the Dindolets we were on our way to returning.
When suddenly, a heavy boulder, our natural enemies, the Klingwolves, dropped upon my heads.
And for want of this cauldron, brick themselves off they have.
Such folly! Such tragedy!
I implore you, take this cauldron, and to the Dindolets present it. And for want of this cauldron, brick themselves off they have.
Such folly! Such tragedy!
I implore you, take this cauldron, and to the Dindolets present it.
All we can do is gobble through the gaps betwixt the stones.
My goodness gracious! This
All we can do
this
is gobble
is the
through
object
the
of
gaps
immeasurable
betwixt the
worth.
stones.
Wherefore didst thou even retrieve it?
All we can do is gobble through the gaps betwixt the stones.
Lost his memory, you say? Gadzooks! That doth explicate much, verily.
The
With this matter
senseless
settled,
feud.
I hereby
The
declare
wall
an
keeping
end
us
to this
close enough to
strife.
talk,
The
yet too far
Dindor,
apart for
they are our
anything more.
brethren after all.
How can
Much
love
like our two
survive in
heads,
such
we too
dire
are meant to live in
conditions?
harmony. We must tear down this wall.
Julian, oh Julian, could we finally be together?
But how shall we go about doing so?
And then the brave Commander Kretes spoke up.
I will do it. I will tear down this wall in the name of peace, love, and understanding.
Once more, the mole descended beneath the earth. The task at hand was less a test of evasion this time, and more so one of ingenuity.
Right, just need to get all of these blocks to fall underground and make sure none of them fall on my head in the process. It is done!
The wall has fallen! Long live Commander Kretes! Once more may our totem be made whole, and may our nations reunite!
Do all mine 4 eyes deceive me? Could it really be thou, Father? Where hast thou been all this time?
Matters not anymore. In the past, it all is now.
With love's light wings did I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. Under love's heavy burden does it sink.
Julian, my beloved!
Oh, Commander! Oh, Reksio! How might we ever repay thee? No more borders!
Remember, Reksio, a big screw problem, a big wrench requires.
Together at last.
Why, the totem, of course! With it, shall we unscrew ourselves out of this predicament by unscrewing yon big screw? Let us set to work at once.
I defy
People
you,
of
stars!
Dindor, let us rise up.
The awakened turkeys of Dindor were filled with a frenetic desire for freedom. United, they lifted the totem upon their shoulders and marched towards the generator. And so, the force projector on the moon of Dindor was forcefully decommissioned and the Henveders expelled, marking the beginning of the end for the Henperor's reign. Not long after their triumph, Reksio, Kretes, and Molière, the indispensable warden of rocket ships, began preparations for returning to Mole Curie, with a crowd of overjoyed turkeys gobbling all around them.
Good fortune upon thee! No more borders! No more borders! We are eternally grateful!
Never shall we
Good fortune upon thee! We are eternally grateful! We are eternally grateful! Good fortune upon thee! Good fortune upon thee! No more borders! We are eternally grateful!
Thanks for guarding the rust bucket, Molière. So, with no more force being projected, now what? We hop on the vacuum thingy, hoover up the hens from the egg star, and return home. Right, Reksio? I agree, it's not enough. We need to destroy the egg star somehow. It threatens the entire universe. You never know what surprise an egg might contain. Might be a cool toy, or might be a planet buster.
This time around, the landing into the storage room of La Resistance occurred without a hitch. Reksio and Commander Kretes wasted no time before returning to the command room for debriefing.
So then they undid that one big screw and boom! The whole projector fell apart.
Tremendous work. I knew you would succeed. Nothing is stopping us from approaching the egg star now. Well, nothing, except for Molotov's little unforeseen complication. He does make some major blunders sometimes, but only once in a blue moon, if you catch my drift.
Oh, but Molly, you see, me and Reksio were talking on the way back, and we think that egg vacuumating the hens is not enough. Yes, exactly. We need to go further. We must destroy the egg star once and for all. Nothing short of that will stop the Henperor for good.
Well, you're not wrong about that. I have given this some thought already, and I think I might even know how we could go about doing it. But I have to warn you, it is extremely dangerous. You'd have to get inside the egg star and access its mainframe to get it to self-destruct.
Inconceivable!
And the easiest way to get to the egg star undetected would be to hijack one of the Henpire's ships from the spaceport here on Molekuri.
Inconceivable!
The spaceport is, of course, very well guarded. To even get past security, you'll need a disguise, and more importantly, the access code.
Inconceivable!
Our collaborator from Arachis, Ferment Katridis, mentioned he was in the process of getting it in his last report.
In that case, we'll touch down on Arachis and rendezvous with this Ferment Katridis of yours for the code.
Very well. In the meantime, I will get to work on sewing disguises for you two. Oh, and before you take off, please also report to that basement-dwelling Molon.
Ah, there you are. We have a tiny little problem. Or rather, a very big one. The egg vacuumator is ready, but we have no idea how to get it out of here.
Well, what can I say? Best of luck with that.
Yes, thank you.
For what it's worth, we're going to Arachis now. Maybe we'll figure something out by the time we get back if you don't.
Please do. And keep an eye out for the big scary sandworms over there.
Molière said he had a great time on Dindor. He told me how he tore apart the generator with his own teeth and almost perished in the process. So you are heading to Arachis to get the code, yes? The rust bucket is refueled and ready to fly. Oh, and please take Molière with you again. After all, why should he just stay here and gather dust? I mean, let his skills go to waste. Arachis is full of big scary sandworms, and you could definitely use someone like him to resist them. And do try to look into how we're going to get the egg vacuumator out of here. What an absolute molon that Molwerf is.
And so, Reksio, Commander Kretes, and the stoically reserved Molière set off on their next mission.
With your own teeth, eh, Molière? Wow. Inconceivable.
The rust bucket landed without a hitch near the Ferment village. There, our heroes expected to meet up with Ferment Katridis.
I see the Ferment village in the distance. That's where we're going. Molière, you'll hold the fort all by yourself as usual, right? I'm sure that if any big scary sandworms pop out, you'll just tear them apart with your own teeth, nah?
Reksio and Kretes set off towards the Ferment village through the gorges of the great sandworms. As they approached, tremors could be felt underfoot.
Oh bother, that sandworm nearly got me!
Suffice to say, their encounter with a big scary sandworm was not pleasant. After narrowly escaping, they found themselves back at square one. Reksio and Kretes set off towards the Ferment village through the gorges of the great sandworms. As they approached, tremors could be felt underfoot. Reksio and Kretes entered the ferment village. Strangely, it seemed as if the desert village was deserted.
This village seems deserted.
To whomst it may concern, if you are reading this, then I have most likely been kidnapped and imprisoned in the fortress of Baron Frogga Hakrokonnen. Please send help. Yours faithfully, Henperor Kretes.
Even the legendary hanging gardens of Orich, they too seem deserted.
I haven't the foggiest clue what these things even are, but I guess they seem deserted too. I guess we should try looking this way.
Their only lead was to try to get an audience with the fearsome Baron Frogga Hakrokonnen.
Sure, whatever you say. And what do you know? The gate is locked in some excessively overcomplicated way? Let's try this again. I already said the password be open sesame, so let me in already, you stubborn birds. Nope, was worth a shot. Good afternoon. Okay, enough of this nonsense. Pizza delivery for Mr. Hakrokonnen. 1 extra large pepperoni pizza with double cheese coming right up. Please, open the door. Inconceivable, it actually worked. Let's go.
The interior of the fortress was very dusty and dimly lit. Coming from the harsh sunlight outside, it took a while for Reksio's eyes and Kretes' goggles to adjust to the gloom. The first thing they could make out greatly horrified them.
Oh bother, what a horrifying sight. They froze poor Kretes in, what was it called again? Carbonatite?
Not quite. But I like the way you think.
On the massive throne that forced everyone around to look up at it from a worm's eye view, sat who else but
Frogga the Hop, Baron of House Hakrokonnen, in all his corpulence.
Indeed, it is I. As for your friend, Little Paws Kretes, he is currently occupied posing for my newest statue, see? I call it the Captive Mind 2.
Why, hello there. I am Paws Kretes of the Ferment tribe. I only wish we could have been properly introduced in a less embarrassing set of circumstances.
Psst. Molly sent us. We need the code to the...
Keep quiet. You can't just go around blurting out stuff like this in the open. Especially not here. The Baron is third cousin twice removed to the Henperor. He must not hear of this. You have to get me out of here.
Mr. Baron, sir, would you perhaps, acquiesce to let the cat go for just a moment? I mean, if you ask me, your sculpture already looks more than perfect.
It ain't about the sculpture. Though I admit I do have a weakness for the fine arts. The matter is, I want some of the Orich he grows, but he obstinately refuses to part with it, see?
You'll never get your grubby mitts on my Orich, you bully frog.
Trying to get under my skin, are you? Keep trying.
I told you countless times already, the effect is only temporary. Even if you were to use it, in but a few minutes your paunch would revert to its usual avoirdupois. Unless you keep taking it forever, of course. This is how you people get hooked on the stuff.
You see, my dear guests, that is in fact the crux of the problem. I am a bon vivant and a frog of leisure, so I have gained, a few pounds as of late, see? And Orich, as you might already know, can make anything smaller. For instance, my abdomen.
With all undue respect, why not just eat less? Or sign up for aerobics? What a waste of perfectly good Orich.
But you see, I am a good sport and fond of entertainment. Every few minutes, a racing competition takes place just outside in my private stadium, see? Should you win it, I will free the cat. And sign up for aerobics, just to sweeten the deal. Say, will either of you take up the gauntlet?
Sure, why not? Whatever floats your bloat. I drive.
Commander Kretes went through the Baron's vomitorium to the stadium outside. His opponents were none others but the great racers of Beetlejuice, known to be the most skilled in the galaxy. The vehicles that the Baron so generously put at his contestants' disposal were equally spectacular. But Kretes didn't feel particularly impressed by any of this, and so he decided to just pick one of the cars and try his best.
I'll just try my best, no promises.
Attention everyone, in just one moment we will be starting the next race of the prestigious Ponda Eve Classic. Ready, set, go! Dear guests and prisoners, we present to you the galaxy's most skilled racers. And some random mole. And as usual, the competitors must complete 5 laps during which any and all tactics are allowed, no holds barred.
There was no end to the applauses. For once, the underdog won. Hanakis had a new dark horse champion.
I won? Oh, I won!
Congratulations. That was an exemplary display. Truly top-notch. What can I say? A deal is a deal is a deal. The cat is out of the bag, I mean the pillory, see?
Excellent. I'll run ahead and check on my orach. Hope there is still any of it left. You never know with these gluttonous sandworms around. Meet me in the ferment village.
We'll be taking off too now, see? Yeah, exactly. You should try out some sports. There's gotta be something out there you like. Yeah, try some basketball maybe? Pole vaulting? I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, no, definitely give swimming a shot too.
You have inspired me. I am now truly determined to turn my life around, pick up the dumbbells, and do jumping jacks, see? Starting tomorrow, of course.
Cool, Leo.
Farewell, my friends.
Bye-bye.
Unbelievable. I was barely even gone for a bit, and the sandworms are already mounting an assault against our hanging gardens of orach. Could I possibly enlist your help in fending them off?
So what exactly do you want us to do?
Juvenile sandwormlets, for it is them we are talking about, have an exceptionally voracious appetite for orich, practically addicted to it. As such, I have devised a special method of therapy based on purple grass music and interpretive dance that helps with distracting them and in the long run with overcoming their addiction. Quickly now, go to the Hanging Gardens, grab some boomboxes, climb to the top, and start blasting. I'll take care of the other ones down south. Make haste!
Flummoxed by the Ferment's instructions, Reksio and Kretes rushed to the Hanging Gardens, still not quite sure what exactly they were expected to do in order to thwart the sandwormlets.
I see the boomboxes he was talking about. Let's grab a couple and see what we can do up top.
So as to protect their orich from the gluttonous sandwormlets, the Ferments grow it in planters suspended on tall metal pillars. Those more persistent among the pests, however, figured out a workaround for this obstacle.
Reksio, look up! They're parachuting in!
Finally, the sandwormlets all jumped off the Hanging Gardens and forgot about the orich, dashing to the nearest dance floor.
And who could blame them? Heck, I'd join them myself.
Wonderful, you have saved the orich. I hope a few leaves will suffice to repay you. Doubtlessly, you will put them to better use than the Baron would have.
Neat. What's it do?
As you should know by now, orich can temporarily shrink various things.
Such as?
For example, I don't know, say you want to move a bed upstairs without disassembling it.
I see. And how do you use it?
Just sprinkle some ground-up orich all over it. The bed shrinks to about the size of a shoe. Then you leisurely waltz over to the other room, and after a while, it returns to its natural size.
Cool stuff. Very practical. Thanks.
As for the access code for the spaceport, from what I overheard, it is the following.
Oh yeah, almost forgot about that. Sorry, you were saying...
Swan, swan. Snowman, snowman. And no, I do not know how to interpret this either, but I'm certain you'll make sense of it when the need arises. Here, take this tape. I have recorded it for you, lest you forget it.
Well, I think that's about it. Bye-bye now.
I bid you safe travels, and vive la résistance!
This time, with no notable encounters, our heroes overcame the gorges of the big scary sandworms and returned to their rocket ship. The adamant Molière stood guard at his post, steadfast as always, but the bent rake and scuffed plunger indicated that all along he had bravely resisted the less than pleasant denizens of Arachis. After shaking off the coarse and rough and irritating sand from their various crevices, they blasted off into space once more.
Wonder if this orange thing actually works as they say. Hey Moliere, you don't mind if I borrow your beret for a moment, do you? Oh boy, does it work! And how? Truly the stuff of wonders. Oh, come on, Moliere, don't make that face at me. It'll be back to its normal size in a jiffy. But just look at how nifty this is.
At the headquarters of the Molish underground state, everything was buttoned up and ready to go. Or, well, almost everything.
Ah, Reksio, I just finished sewing the last button on your disguise. But, Commander Kretes will, unfortunately, have to stay by my side. As I don't think I have enough material left over to make a disguise for him, too. Yes, I'm afraid you're gonna have to infiltrate the Egg Star solo. We and the Three Stooges will come in for extraction once you set that rotten thing to self-destruct. But first, the code. Have you acquired it?
That we did, my love.
Fantastic. This leaves only one issue unaccounted for. Those Molons still don't know how to get the egg vacuumator out of the basement. Any chance you could help them out?
Molon?
Oh, that's rich coming from you. If you expected this from the start, why didn't you say anything about it? Who's the Molon here?
Well, excuse me, I thought it was obvious.
I suppose we could disassemble it and then reassemble it somewhere else.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I already built it once. I ain't doing it again.
Oh, hello. Did you get any bright ideas about how to get the egg vacuumator out of here? Please tell me you have an idea.
I really need to clean out my pocket. This orange keeps flaking and shrinking my keys. Huh? What about the orange? Oh, why of course! Gentle moles, if I could have your attention, watch and learn.
Inconceivable!
And in circa 10 minutes, the vacuum-a-jig will regain its former dimensions.
Oh, bother, what a shame. And here I thought we had a solution.
Way to bake a Kilimanjaro cake out of a molehill mix. You just need to take it out before it returns to its regular size, Molon.
Ah, yes, obviously.
Molon?
So let's hurry back up to Molly. Time's ticking.
I overheard everything. This is brilliant. Let's finally put the plan into action. Time's wasting. Put on this chicken suit. Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once. The disguise is not terribly convincing, I admit. The Henvaders around here aren't too vigilant, so they shouldn't see through it as long as they don't get too close. But security is a lot tighter on the Egg Star. Might as well take it off once you get there, since it might limit your vision and range of motion. The spaceport is just on the other side of the plaza. There are many Henvaders roaming around there, so make sure to keep a safe distance. Good luck, Reksio.
Good luck, my friend. Go crack that egg, and as soon as you're ready to get out of Dodge, I'll be right beside you.
Reksio finally exited the La Resistance bakery. As he was told, many Henvaders were roaming around the plaza.
Mysterious. I don't know who you are, but you're looking kinda sus.
Reksio ran away and lost the Henvader that had caught him in the crowd. Immediately, he decided to try again. Reksio reached the entrance to the spaceport. It was finally time to test out the code that he had received from Ferment Kretes.
Please enter the access code.
Swan, swan. Snowman, snowman.
Code accepted. Welcome.
The spaceport was a dizzying commotion of various flying saucers, pots, and pans, even the odd Russell's teapot. Reksio spotted a vulnerable-looking exemplar of the latter and hid behind a stack of boxes to begin scheming a way to commandeer it.
Just another shipping deadline. The Henperor is gonna be furious. Me.
Open,
Thinks I heard someone call my name.
Open, Jeremy!
Miss Parrot, did you call me?
Open, Sesame!
Mischievous little bird.
Miss Stubborn Bird! Open, Melanie!
Me. Thinks I heard someone call
Open,
my
Jeremy!
name.
Open, Stephanie!
Me. Thinks I heard someone call my name. Miss Parrot, did you call me? Me. Stop and identify yourself.
Having nothing to lose, Reksio decided to try again. He prayed they had not already changed the access code.
Please enter the access code. Code accepted. Welcome.
The spaceport was a dizzying commotion of various flying saucers, pots and pans, even the odd Russell's teapot. Reksio spotted a vulnerable-looking exemplar of the latter and hid behind a stack of boxes to begin scheming a way to commandeer it.
It's another shipping deadline. The Henperor is gonna be furious. It's time to start loading these boxes already. Meanwhile, I still don't feel like doing it. Do you? Minutes are stretching to hours today.
Miss Stubborn Birds! Open, Sesame! Open, Jeremy! Open, Jeremy! Open, Stephanie! Open, Melanie!
Thinks I heard someone call my name. Miss Parrot, did you call me?
Having successfully distracted the guards, Reksio managed to sneak aboard the Henperial cargo kettle, which he immediately nicknamed Dog 1, and set the automole to the Egg Star. The endgame was now at hand. Reksio could already smell the Henperor's presence. He took off the disguise, knowing it would be of no more help to him from this point on. Reksio stepped into the dark interior. High above him loomed the command bridge where he would find his objective, the mainframe of the Egg Star. But to get there, he would first have to traverse the labyrinth of Kretes and evade the Henperor that roamed it. It was not easy for Reksio to find his way in the maze of twisty little passages all alike. Conceived by the galaxy's brightest and maddest bird brains, this eldritch, non-Euclidean four-dimensional design was as space-efficient as it was incomprehensible.
Rex, I knew you would come. And now, you get to test my space-time teleporter of chaos. Before you know it, you will be spirited away to a long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away.
The chances of this happening were astronomically low, yet somehow Reksio was transported to the same galaxy and only a few minutes earlier.
Welcome, Henperor, to the X-Star mainframe.
Reksio hunched over the mainframe. The Henperor was actually not foolish enough to install a self-destruct button, so Reksio would have to improvise. Full control of the Egg Star was in his paws, and all he needed now was to think up a devilish idea to destroy it once and for all.
Please set a new trajectory for the X-Star.
This was not a good course, and Reksio knew it.
Set a different trajectory.
This was not a good course, and Reksio knew it.
Set a different trajectory. New trajectory accepted. Attention, current trajectory is on a collision course with the star Alpha Centauri. The X-Star will be cooked in 5 Imperial time units. Until then, please consider reconsidering this decision.
And there he had it. Devilish indeed. Crashing the egg into the star of Alpha Centauri would certainly devil it for good. This course would be not only its last, but also its main course. All that was left for him to do was get out of there as quickly as possible and hope that the moles would arrive in time for egg vacuumation.
I wouldn't count on that. Dog. Many have tried. Counting with Reksio. And had it count against them. The same fate awaits your puny moles. No, Rex, I am your gather. It's a molish joke. Never mind. You wouldn't get it. In truth, I am the brother, twin from the same egg of your comrade, Kogut. It is I, little old Cornelius. And now you will feel the power of the Light Claw.
This is the X-Star mainframe. Before all of my circuits get right, I would like to remind you all that there are 4 Imperial time units remaining until imminent doom, and there's nothing that can be done to avert this anymore. Thank you, and goodbye.
Oh, my Light Claw. How could you have failed me so?
My life's work, it's heading down the drain. I have lost to Rex.
And what a diesel loss to this mole. Ha ha! Hop on, Reksio. The cavalry's here too.
I implore you, Rex, have mercy. Don't leave me here. I will return to my brother and
I will be good. I will amend all the wrongs I have committed. You have the Henperor's word.
Are we really taking him as a hitchhiker? Inconceivable.
Reksio and Cornelius hopped on the rust bucket.
Kept you waiting, huh? Sorry about that. That mole on Malwolf had the egg vacuumator enlarged in his pocket.
Shortly thereafter, the egg vacuumator made its appearance, and the moles got in position to hoover up the hens.
By the way, I upgraded the rust bucket with a plasma extruder, so you can now return fire with some fusiliers of your own. Just in case. Truly puzzling, she had no weapons to begin with. Anyway, commencing Operation Vacusuck.
And as if on cue,
Egg fighters! They're coming our way, and they're firing Rotini rockets!
All hands on deck!
Mr. Henperor, can't you just tell them to stand down?
I want nothing more to do with them.
them. They're the ones who abducted
All hands on
me
deck.
in the first place. Made me into what I
They're harassing the evacuator. Molly, we're coming to help. Eat Fusili.
Welcome aboard, ladies.
Eat Fusili. Eat Fusili. Eat Fusili.
Welcome aboard, ladies.
Gotcha. Eat Fusili.
Welcome aboard, ladies.
Eat Fusili. Eat Fusili.
All hands on deck.
Eat Fusili. Eat Fusili.
All hands on deck. All hands on deck.
Eat Fusili. Eat Fusili.
All hands on deck.
Eat Fusili.
All hands on deck.
Gotcha.
All hands on deck.
Gotcha. They're harassing the evacuator. Molly, we're coming to help. Gotcha.
All hands on deck.
Gotcha. They're harassing the evacuator. Gotcha. Molly, we're coming to help. They're harassing the evacuator. Molly, we're coming to help. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Welcome aboard, ladies.
Eat Fusili. Gotcha.
All hands on deck.
Eat Fusili. They're harassing the evacuator. Molly, we're coming to help. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Welcome aboard, ladies.
Gotcha. They're harassing the evacuator. Molly, we're coming to help. They're harassing the evacuator. Molly, we're coming to help. Gotcha. Eat Fusili. Gotcha.
Welcome aboard,
Eat
ladies.
Fusili. Gotcha. They're harassing the evacuator. Molly, we're coming to help. Eat Fusili. They're harassing the evacuator. Molly, we're coming to help. Eat Fusili.
Welcome aboard, ladies.
Gotcha.
All hands on deck.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
All hands on deck.
Eat Fusili. Eat Fusili. Eat Fusili.
All hands on deck.
Along with their precious cargo of hens, flew away at the last possible moment before the egg star met its demise.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Captain's log, stardate, 11 gazillion umpty bazillion, point 3. Starship Enterprise on training mission
Admiral, we've got a distress signal coming from the egg star. It's heading towards the sun at light speed.
Indeed. Prepare for rescue maneuver.
Infinite improbability drives. Ludicrous speed ahead.
We shall save the egg star.
The Henperor will give us all medals for this.
Brace yourselves. We got it.
We, should
And that was the end of the rotten egg.
just leave?
Oh well, we tried. Let's get out of here.
All downtrodden people of the system started celebrating as soon as the news reached them, happy that they no longer stood in the shadow of the egg star. Meanwhile, with their Henperor stepping down, the Henvaders scattered like a flock of head-of-stateless chickens, finally bringing about the fall of the Henpire. The reunited Turkey nations of Dindor got to work on undoing the years of self-inflicted separation, tearing down walls and building bridges, both metaphorically and literally. First on the list was the marriage of Julian and Ramona, which officiated the reunification of the two houses. The Ferment tribe opened the galaxy's first disco gym on Arachis, providing rehabilitation to both the Sandwormlets and Baron Harkrokonnen at once. With these two former pests out of the picture, the famous Hanging Gardens of Orich flourished once more, marking the start of a new era of prosperity for the Dune-filled planet. Even Cornelius himself was relieved to be at last freed of the heavy crown he once wore, seeking to return to his humble roots. He knew it was time to let go of his lofty political ambitions and finally come back down to earth. And last but certainly not least, Commander Kretes was glad to simply get some well-deserved quality time to spend on Mole Curie with his sweetheart Molly, while the other former members of La Resistance founded the new Republic of Moland. However, soon enough it was time for Reksio to say goodbye to most of his new friends and finally return home.
About that, actually, I'd like to stay here with Molly. We decided to dig a burrow together and nest there happily ever after.
Oh, honey.
Jean-Paul made one last upgrade to the rust bucket, an auto mole. It might be blind as a mole, but it'll get you home all safe and sound, so you don't need to worry about a thing.
The automole will not be necessary. I drive.
Thank you, dog from the stars. Thank you for everything, and especially for bringing Commander Kretes to me.
Farewell, Reksio. We'll meet again soon. I'm certain of that.
Au revoir. Stay strong and never let anyone take your freedom ever again. Vive la résistance.
And just like that, Reksio and his new friend Cornelius set off on the way back to Earth, leaving behind the system of Alpha Centauri, which curiously enough never needed any renaming, as owing to a linguistic coincidence, it had always been called that even prior to the Henpire invasion.
It was my brother who designed this vehicle. Not bad. The cotton nanotube filament is a classic touch.
Hendrika, Henrietta, and, other hens. Welcome back. And who might this be? Is this you, Coco Corny?
Yes, brother, it is I, and I have missed you so much. From now on, nothing will separate us ever again.
Oh, Reksio, how can I ever thank you for this?
Yes, thank you, Rex. I mean Reksio.
Wait, where is Reksio?
I don't know. He was here just a moment ago.
Reksio!
Where did Reksio go? Who did that shadow on the wall belong to? You'll find all that out and more in the next adventure of Reksio.
Molly, come here. There's something you need to see. Might want to sit down for this. Get ready for the shock of a lifetime. All right, Jean-Paul, do the thing.
Inconceivable! Unbelievable! Molière, he's a cardboard cutout!
I'm afraid it seems to be the case, yes.
Oh, bother! And we put so much trust in him for all those important missions along the years. I am simply at a loss for words.
We are absolutely devastated by this discovery, too. How is it possible that none of us saw through this?
Hey, I'm no cardboard cutout. I'm just made this way.
Inconceivable. Did they really just forget to animate you?
Not at all. Looky here.
Seriously? You call that an animation?
What more do you want? It's a very good animation. Nice and simple.
Yeah, sure. Look, Molière, if you want to star in the next installment too, you're gonna have to do better than that.
Come on now, really?
Oh, give him a break, Jean-Paul.